not really a question, but if there aren't any questions, could you say something about the origin of the word carol?
Yeah. A carol is a ring dance. It's originally a dance. And I think the point is that it's basically an improvised dance, as I recall. And the first, I can't remember when I've seen the first reference to it, but certainly as a French medieval word, carole, which means exactly that. It means, and very specifically, it's a ring dance. And I think that's what happens, is that you have somebody in the centre who's kind of improvising stuff, and then when they get to the chorus, they all turn around in a ring and they sing, as it were, the chorus. But originally it's a dance, and then they start singing to it. And I think it's what the verses are, is somebody improvising in the middle, and then the ring dance. Christopher Page has come up with a brilliant thing for why the ring dance stopped. And he was going, well, things that medieval town centres are so small, the streets are so small that you couldn't do a ring anymore, so you had to sort of walk like that. And the whole thing therefore became a song, a sort of follow-you-leader song, rather than the actual ring dance. But originally it's a ring dance. Anyway, the point is that this refrain I've talked about is not actually a refrain, it's more than that, it's a burden. And the point is that the difference between a burden and a refrain is that a burden is actually sung at the beginning as well. So they sing their chorus at the beginning, then somebody improvises a verse, then they sing the chorus again. So we really should be talking about a burden. So if a thing has a burden, well, that just has a refrain. If it appeared at the top as well, that will be a burden. And I think the other difference is that a refrain comes naturally out of the narrative of the text, whereas a burden is just, hi guys, it's Christmas. It doesn't have necessarily anything to do with the narrative. So two main differences. It's a burden, not a refrain, and that has to come at the beginning and the end. But it's a dance, which is a nice thing.
Could these carols be not at Christmas time? I'm thinking about when I was learning French harvest dances and they were in a circle.
Yeah. Originally, certainly I have counted up the 15th century ones, and there is a preponderance, you'd have to say that, I'm going to make these figures up, but more than half of 15th century carols are Christmas. But that means that almost half aren't. And so you'd have them for Easter, you'd have them for things like Michaelmas, or actually, some just moralistic carols. Some just say, behave well, don't drink too much. I don't think there's one that says that. There couldn't possibly be one that says that. I'm thinking on my feet now, but certainly the moralistic carols that talk about good behaviour, they exist. And a number, and saints' days and things are often celebrated by carols. So it's clear that by the 15th century, the carol has a Christmas connotation, but not exclusively so. And there are still perfectly good Easter carols. This Joyful Eastertide, things like that. They're perfectly good Easter hymns and Easter carols. But yes, we now, the thing is, I now use the term like everybody uses the term. I think about 10 years ago, I made a pact with myself that I was only going to use carol in the very strictest sense for something that had a burden and stanzas, and that doesn't work. But yeah, there's lots of carols that aren't just for Christmas. Carols, they're not just for Christmas. Hey.